Good day, everyone. I am Teacher Rose, a grade 1 teacher from Pleasant Hills Elementary School, SDO Mandaluyong. Looking at grade 1's milk, fourth quarter, week 8, the most essential learning competency there is to infer and interpret data presented in a pictograph without scales. In presenting this kind of data to our pupils, it is very important that we also involve them in the process of gathering the data. In this way, they will become more interested and engaged in the lesson. One way of involving them in this process is to let them access the Senso Eskwela Pilipinas of the Math Plus resources of Ateneo de Manila University. This application will help the teachers gather instantly the data given by their pupils. Senso Eskwela Pilipinas, or SEP, is a DOST PCI EERD funded web-based application that aims to promote statistical literacy in Filipino students from grades 1 to 11. It is adapted from an international project hosted in different countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. Under the guidance of the teacher, students are tasked to accomplish a brief online survey, access their own or an anonymous class survey results, and analyze the data. You just need to go here, go to the mathplusresources.com, and on the Senso Eskwela Pilipinas, click Proceed. Under Teacher section, you can click the View the Survey tab. This function allows you to view and try to answer the SEP survey that is answered by students. The responses that you will give will not be recorded in the database since you are the teacher. And the survey is composed of 28 questions. You can also view the data gathered by the survey by clicking the Access Data tab from the Teachers section. From there, we can get the data that we can use in our lesson. I chose the data that I needed to gather for my lesson. The teacher can actually randomly select the data from our respondents. For instance, I would just like to have 10 respondents or maybe 20 respondents for my specific lesson. And on this specific lesson for my grade 1 pupils, I will be using data coming from the questions in the survey as follows. Which pet animals do you have at home? And then check all the vegetables that you like to eat. These data that I am showing you right now are the actual responses from the students who have already answered the survey. Since the data or the answers from the survey came from my pupils, they will be more engaged in this lesson. I will now be showing a demonstration on how we can use this application in teaching the topic pictograph for our grade 1 pupils. We will ask our students through the help of their parents to answer the survey. Then, we will gather the data based on their answers. Then we can show them the pictures of their answers. Remember, our pupils will become more interested and engaged when they are involved. In this case, they are really involved in the process of learning since the data that we are using are their answers. We can use these as motivation part of our lesson. We can let them identify the animals they can see and tell them that these are actually their pets at home. From there, we can make a pictograph. We have to let our students understand that in order for them to easily see how many of each kind of animals are there, we have to make a pictograph. We can ask our pupils to help you complete the pictograph. We can ask them the following questions. How many dogs are there? 7. The students can draw these on our pictograph. How many fish are there? There are 5. Again, let them draw. How many cats do we have? There is 1. Let them draw it. How many birds do we have? There is 1. Draw it again. Let them know that what they did is a pictograph. We call it pictograph because it shows data using pictures or symbols. And let them use this pictograph to answer the following questions. How many of you has pet dog at home? 7. How many of you has pet fish at home? 5. How many of you has pet cat at home? 1. How many of you has pet bird at home? 1. Which has the greatest number? Dog. Which has the least number? Cat and bird. What is the difference between the number of dogs and fish? 7 minus 5 equals 2. For their activity or assessment, we can again gather some data from the survey they have answered. Let's take, for instance, let's have question number 10. Check all the vegetables that you like to eat. We can show them again the pictures of their answers and let them complete the pictograph as shown here. We can ask them to draw on their own so they can complete the pictograph. Then let them answer again some questions based on the pictograph they made. How many of you likes to eat carrot? How many of you likes to eat potato? How many of you likes to eat cabbage? Which is the most like vegetable? Which is the least like vegetable? In using this application, it will be easier for the teacher to gather data from the students, and also we can assure that students will be engaged in the lesson since the information that we used to create the pictograph came from our students. Thank you to Ateneo de Manila University for creating useful applications that will benefit not only our students but also our teachers. So I hope you can also use this application in your next math lesson. Thank you.